Alright, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory unto the true and living power, which is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rechak, Kadash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the true name of His only begotten Son, and there is no God beside them. And I want to give double honors unto the apostles and others of the great millstone who rule well, who've taught us His truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Shai, and honors and salutations to the elect Akim, doing these works in sincerity and in truth. Alright, so we coming up off the Sabbath, and every Sabbath I just of course watch the apostles, and then get into some Gadite stuff, man. Because it's the Sabbath. All right, you ain't supposed to get into nigga shit. Okay. You're supposed to really just get in the spirit, and relax and praise and thank the Lord, man, for His day of rest. Okay. So anyway, man, I'm watching a Gadite series I've been watching called Into the West, right, which is old. But anyway, I get to a part where their children gets taken away from them, man. All right. Pretty much, one of these Edomites come up with an idea. Like, look, you guys are defeated. He's like, look, y'all are defeated, man. So he went to the reservation, Salakia. So he went to one of the reservations, man. And he said, look, y'all might as well give us y'all kids, because y'all know y'all can't beat us. You can't beat the white man. Only way is to make yourself equal with him, which we know that you can't really be equal to him, man. That's bullshit. So he said, you might as well give us your kids and let us teach them. This way they can have a future. All right. So, seeing how they, in the show, how they treated them, and Esau is such the damn devil, man. He will never tell you what really happens. Right? He's making it seem like they were all caring, and no, that's bullshit, man. Which is why I got actual stories. Okay? Actual stories from those boarding schools. All right? Which they entitled this Stolen Children. Yeah. Because they straight up took the children, man. And yeah, that's another thing. He made it in the show. He made it seem like Esau always want to cover his tracks, man. Want to make it seem like pretty much Gad had the choice. All right, but then why would they call it stolen children, man? They straight up took the kids. Okay, and this is I'll play some of it. But before I started, this is Jeremiah. You can't say that so-called Native Americans ain't Israelites, man. Even what was it, Glenn Beck? Even he went into it. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Yeah, and when Esau grabbed up the children, the so-called Native American children, which you're really Gadites, you're really Israelites. When he grabbed the children, if they would try and run away, he would chase them down, man. Bring them right back into school. So even on that lower level, he refused to let them go. He refused to let us go, period, man. All right. And it's the same thing with the so-called Negroes, man. When the children got split from their families, and then they went to a new plantation reservation. When they went to another plantation, if they tried to run away, that was their ass, man. So even on that lower level, they refused to let us go, man. All right. So I was watching some of it, and one thing that they was doing, they was beating the living hell out of Gad. All right, in these boarding schools, man. They was beating the living hell out of them, man. So they was bloody, leaking, and all that. And another thing is, there's a Gadite guy on here, and he said another thing that they was doing was like, yo, he said you only gotta show a kid how to wash up once, maybe twice. You know, you don't have to show them how to wash up every single day. See, so Esau was touching on the boys, man. He was touching on the little girls. He was beating the living hell out of them. You know, he said that if you spoke your native tongue, he'll pull your tongue out and pinch it, man. So this is all, but this is Deuteronomy 32 and 32 for that, right? For them touching on little boys, man, little girls. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 32. It says, for their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah, their grapes are grapes of gall, their clusters are bitter. See? So their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of apes. You see that? So Esau the so-called white man, his vines is the vine of Sodom and Gomorrah, man. What was Sodom known for? All different acts of unlawful sex, man. Right? So that goes to show that Esau the so-called white man on a whole, they're sodomites, man. Like I said, man, their comedy is homosexuality based. Watch an Edomite movie. I literally might do that, man. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. I'm gonna put on, a real Edomite movie, and just set a damn timer. You know, I'm not gonna do this, but you know, I'm being facetious, whatever. Set a timer and see how long it takes for him to make a homosexuality based joke, right? Or watch a stand-up. Watch an Edomite stand-up comedian, man. Set a timer, and I guarantee you he might make 3 homosexual jokes in like 5 minutes, man. Why? Because they're homosexual by nature. You know, so they were touching on the little Gadite boys, touching on the little Gadite girls in these boarding schools. And who does that remind you of? The Roman Catholic Church, man. They do the same thing. Esau the so-called white man, that's how he gets down. He's the border of wickedness. He pours out wickedness upon everything he puts his hand on, man. Okay? So, this is but yeah, that's all on that one, man. You know, let me get another scripture as well. Because you can't say that so-called Native Americans aren't Israelites, man. They fit the curses. They was oppressed just like so-called Negroes were oppressed, man. The same thing, man. They were on slave ships as well. You know? Esau was taking them and bringing them back to Europe, along with so-called Hispanics, man. So this is Deuteronomy 28, right? Because we're going into these boarding schools, you know. Esau grabbing up the kids and making them Americanized. That's what he said. He said, you were known as Native Indians, but today you're known as Americans. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Because this is the curses that fell upon the children of Israel, man. And these same curses happen to fall upon these so-called Native Americans, man. So you Native Americans, man, y'all need to wake up. And y'all need to come back to your nationality as well, which is Israelites, man. Okay? You guys fit the curses. You guys fit the prophecies. All right? You guys fit the characteristics, man, of Israelites. So Deuteronomy 28. Well, actually, let me start 15, of course, to set it up. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right? So what's some of the curses? What's one of the curses, man? Right? Especially in this aspect, the 32nd verse fits this, man. It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. See? So you could automatically think about so-called Negroes, man. You think about the plantation. You think about slavery. You know, you think about the so-called Negro woman crying or freaking eyes out because her kid is being moved to another plantation, or she's being moved to another plantation. But you can also think about the so-called Native Indians and when Esau took their kids, man, right off the reservations. Esau took the Gadite children right off the reservations, man. and there was nothing that their parents could do about it. So again, it says, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people." See, they were given to another people into these boarding schools, man. And so-called Negroes were given to another people on different plantations. Okay, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, man. Right, going into the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. It says again, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand." I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, man. And that's why guys just had to sit there and watch. That's why so-called Negroes just had to sit there and watch their kids be taken away. Right? Because that was the curses, man. Right? Jumping down to verses verse 41. It says, "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters." Right? You're gonna have kids. It says, "But thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity." See that? Alright? So same thing that fits the so-called Negroes is the same thing you so-called Native Americans went through. Why? Because we're the same people, man. Right? And if you don't accept it, that's cool. Don't accept it, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't accept it. But don't expect to be covered by Yahweh Shema Shai when all hell breaks loose, man. Okay? So come on, man. You know? Just catching up to speed, man. So I'll do a lesson on this, man. Let's let this play.
And I didn't know that for the longest time. Then I spotted my sister, Nora, and I was so glad and so hysteric, and I went running to her and I reached out to her, and just hugged her, and I was just shaking, and terrified. And I was wondering why she was pushing me away. I didn't realize that we weren't supposed to know that we both lived in the same place, and we weren't allowed to speak to each other. We weren't allowed to talk to each other. And I can remember the principal.
That it goes to show you, Esau always had some goddamn draconian law set up, man. You know when you want to look at it like that, man, couldn't even hug your brother. It's just that's crazy, man. But it's a lot on here, man. I'm not even gonna finish it up. It's a little quick lesson, man, to prove that God, so-called Native Americans, they fit the curses as well, man. All right, so with that, shalom.